Hello, my sweet friends. Shurma here. A very warm welcome to all of you to another brand new episode on my art show. Today, we are going to learn how to paint magical roses in one stroke style of painting. The materials needed for today's project are all listed over here. Let's begin with the first chapter, that is creating the background for the floral painting. Now I have three elements with me. The first one is a side folding white card base and it is 4 inches by 6 inches in size. The next elements are 2 pieces of pale green and black cardstock. Both of them are around 2 inches by 6 inches in size. The fourth element is a white watercolor paper, which is again 4 inches by 6 inches in size. Next, I would be demonstrating how I have created the background for this particular painting. So I pick up a flat brush number 6 and I'm using acrylic colors yellow and portrait pink as well as white to create a very bright and textured background on the white watercolor paper. This is more of an ombre background, so it is going from a deep yellow to a more paler version of yellow mixed with portrait pink. Next, I go ahead and bring a stencil and place it over the background I've just created, and then again I start painting with the same colors over the stencil. Once I remove the stencil, and this is what I get. Isn't that interesting? I have got a wonderful striped ombre yellow background. Alright, so let's move on to chapter number 2. That is painting the magical roses in one stroke style. Here comes the palette. I have permanent rose, orange, yellow acrylic, deep magenta, portrait pink and white acrylic. I have a flat brush number 6 in hand and I am loading it with orange, portrait pink and permanent rose. I've also gone ahead and added white to the mix, so there are 4 colors on the brush, and that is called multi-loading of the brush. I can also go ahead and create other combinations as well. Next, I go ahead and pick up my flat brush number 4 and I have dipped it in permanent rose and a bit of deep magenta, as you see right now, and I've created a very loose form of a rose. Next, I bring in my flat brush number 6 and it is loaded with permanent rose, orange and portrait pink and a bit of white as well. So here is the magical rose in the making. This is the first of the 2 roses which I would be painting on this particular background. So let me tell you a little story while you watch me paint. I love nature and spending time with nature is my favorite pastime. Every time I meet the flowers in my patio, they greet me with all their jubilance. Simply observing flowers is so soothing. Don't you agree? The colorful trees, plants, which I can see from my patio, they offer me cheer and calm, and they keep my mind off from the everyday travails of day-to-day life. The bubbling stream close to my house does wonders to my soul, and the faraway mountains which I can see from my window totally captivate me and fill me with joy. The delights of nature are everywhere. They are my peaceful companions and magical ones too. I recently came across a beautiful piece written by John Muir, and he said, and I quote, "This grand show is eternal. It is always sunrise somewhere. The dew is never all dried at once. A shower is forever falling. Vapor is ever rising. Eternal sunrise, eternal sunset, eternal dawn and gloaming, on sea and continents and island, each in its own turn, as the round earth rolls." This piece somehow sums up the magical nature we live in. So here is a beautiful shlok in Sanskrit, and I would like to share it with you, which goes like this. Bhavat Jivanam Range Alhadamayam Bhavediti Kamana. May your life be filled with colors of joy. So here I'm working on the second magical rose. This rose is more of orange and yellow as compared to the first one, which is more of permanent rose in color. So for this particular rose, I have yellow, orange, portrait pink and white on my flat brush number 6. Because the second rose is sitting on top of the first one, so certain petals are hidden by the first rose. So I'm trying to create the lower petals, and I'm trying to be careful not to disturb the petals of the first flower. Here I'm using the corner of my flat brush number 6 to create the center of the rose. Back to the lower petals once again. I'm trying to add more yellow to the petals. Actually, I wish to mute down the orange and make the rose more yellow. Next, I bring in my liner brush and I have white acrylic on it, and I'm trying to highlight the folds of the petals. So going over them a number of times so that they are highly visible as compared to the rest of the flower. This helps to lend a character to the florals. And remember, this is all one stroke style of painting. Once I'm satisfied with the roses, I move on to creating the foliage. So here comes the palette for the greens. I have sap green, bamboo green, olive green and white acrylic. I've kept it very simple here. So I have taken a flat brush number 6 and I'm loading it with sap green, white and a bit of bamboo for the time being. So this is triple loading of the brush. I have loaded the brush with 3 colors at this point of time, and I need to blend the colors well, and that will help me to get beautiful results as well. Next I bring in my liner brush and I have a bit of bamboo and a bit of sap green on it, and I'm just trying to paint around the petals of the rose. This exercise helps to bring the flowers to the foreground. I'm adding a bit of olive green as well. I'm using my fingers to play with the colors. more of green on the top edges of the rose flower. Next come the little stems with the help of a liner brush and sap green. I'm just trying to find out where I can create the leaves. Next, I bring in my flat brush number 6 and it is loaded with sap green, bamboo green and white, and I'm creating the pretty one-stroke style large leaves. So what do you think of the panel so far? Are the magical roses turning out to be really magical? Well, I would love to hear from you, and in case you are new to one-stroke style of painting or you would like to know more about this particular technique, then I would definitely encourage you to visit my past videos, and I would be very happy to drop some of the links in the description box below. Do have a look, and I'm sure you will also fall in love with this beautiful technique as I have. Next, I bring in my flat brush number 4 and I have only bamboo green on it, and I'm creating some very little leaves here and there just to add more interest to the painted panel. Next, I bring in some white acrylic and I paint white leaves over the green ones, though offsetting a bit. And that looks really pretty in real life, although you might not be able to see much of it here. Next step, I am creating little connecting points between the leaves and the rest of the floral painting. In the last step, I bring in my liner brush and I have acrylic yellow and a bit of sap green on it, and I went ahead and created the flower centers. Once the panel is done, it's time to assemble the note card. Let's go over the elements once again. The first one is a white card base. The second and the third are a pale green and a black cardstock cut to size, and the fourth is the painted panel. And as you can see, I have trimmed off from the right hand side of the panel and left a part of the panel hanging. I arrange all the panels in a step-like structure like so, and rounded off with the sentiment which says, "Have a magical day." And that's a wrap on today's project. Did you enjoy watching me paint the magical roses in one-stroke style? I am looking forward to hear from you. If you wish, you can also connect with me on my social media handles, and it would be a great pleasure to be in touch with you. Thanks a ton for your fabulous support, the love you show to my channel, and the comments you leave me. And I'm so very grateful to you for that. And as always, thank you so much for being with me till the end. Here are some of my past floral painting videos. You might like them as well. And we'll be back very soon with more floral painting delights. Till then, stay tuned, take care of yourself, and bye-bye.